welcome to Mojo 2 TV High School Remix Show. I'm Coach Danzy alongside my partner, Coach Fuller. Coach, how you doing, Coach?
Yo, I'm doing wonderful, Coach, and I'm excited, to say the least, about getting into the playoff round of action with this high school basketball stuff, Coach. It's going to be tremendous. I'm looking forward to some really hotly contested matchups, some players getting involved, going at it, coaches strategizing against one another. Oh, I'm looking forward to it, Coach, and us, of course, being out there and covering it.
That's right. Who you got winning it, Coach?
Yo, why
you got me hyped already.
Wow.
You got winning.
I know you want to consult with me to get all my information and my energy and get all that stuff out. I'll say that for later. I'll say that for later. Yeah.
All right, so this is our 2018-19 sectional show, our first round. There's a lot of games out there that we're going to try to get through. Mostly we're going to be dealing with, in this first round, will be double A. We're going to try and touch on the A's and the B's and the C's as much as possible, but our main focus today would definitely be the double A class, all right? Coach, first up will be an 8 versus a 9. You got LaSalle number 8 and Schenectady number 9, Coach. So LaSalle, who is the higher seed, gets the home game. Yes. All right. So what are your thoughts about that particular matchup there, Coach?
Man, that's a very intriguing matchup for the first round, Coach, and I like it. You know, you have an up and down Schenectady team against a very solid LaSalle team. I mean, for LaSalle, you already know what they bring together with Luke Bogart. I mean, this guy is a guy that definitely can fill it up. He shoots the 3-ball too as well, Coach. He scored for the inside. He's one of like the 3-headed horsemen for them, like kind of like Averill Park and that 3-headed horseman they have going over there. Yeah. So Bogart, I like what he does, Coach. He's one of the 5 players that does a lot for the cadets. You got Connor Seipel. Connor Seipel is a little tough guard, Coach. You know what I mean? He also, you know, he can score the ball as well, Coach. Hit from the inside. Knock down threes, Coach. Right. Get in the inside and score. Yeah. Very tough, heady player, Coach. So that's another player for the cadets that likes to fill it up. And then Sean DeSharon's. Sean DeSharon's a really tough guard. I like Sean DeSharon's. He's the guy that doesn't mind having the ball in his hand towards the end of the game, and he could definitely stroke it from the outside as well. He scores a lot of points for them as well. He's their go-to guy as one of the guys that when it comes down to crunch down, he'll score on the inside. He's a tough guard. He looks to have the ball in his hands. Right. So he got a nice cast of players over there, Coach, that, you know, rounding out the cadets with Gabe Luke Gurley and Andre Van Roy and Jemiah Evans, sophomore over there, who made our super sophomore list. He's up and coming, like 6'7", long arms, provides some interior defense for them. Can score a bucket here and there as well. You know what I'm saying? But you know his plus is defensively blocking shots and things of that nature, Coach. So the cadets, Coach, they're poised, Coach, for a nice, tough game here. And if you ask me off the rip, you know what I mean, I'll probably be going with the cadets in this game. Yeah,
Schenectady, Coach, is a fabulous team, Coach. The last outing, I'm sorry. One of the last outings they played against Bethlehem, Coach, they suffered a 5-point loss to, you know, number 7th ranked team in the state in Bethlehem. You know what I mean? Right. 70-75. But, you know, they also beat Shin, which is a quality team who highest ranked this year was 16th in New York State, and now they're all mentioned in Shin. But I think that if the Patriots can just put it all together at the right time, Coach, that team could be formidable in you know, the second season, you know, high school. So you got their junior guard there, Coach, Kareem Sanders. He's their leading scorer on the team. He likes to shoot the 3-ball. He can knock it down. He can score inside as well. He got a good size on him for a big man, not big man, but for a guard. So he's gonna be very counting on much for that Patriots team. You know what I mean? And you also got the new kid. I want to say new, but it seems like he just got on the team not too long ago, and he had scored 97 points on the season, but in his last outing against CBA, Coach, he dropped 25 points. And he also against Army Hygen that we had, he scored a few points in that game as well. He's a senior. Moving on. Mm-hmm. Then you got the 2 super sophomores that we selected. You got J.R. Agri. He's just a fabulous guard. I like his bounce in his game. I like how he shoots the 3, his aggressiveness of trying to block shots, get shots. And I like also, Coach, Mr. White. I'm sorry, Jayon White. He's a sophomore as well, Coach. Super sophomore. I like his ability just to get after it. They both are just defensively guards that like to harass you, and also he can shoot the jump shot as well and take it to the basket. Both guards can.
Yes,
you know
definitely,
what I mean?
definitely.
So I'm enjoying that. I'm gonna be enjoying seeing those guys get in. Don't forget the big man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The big man gets in too.
Lamar, he gets it in, and I like to see what he's gonna bring because he's the tallest guy on the team and he does all the work. So I like to see how he's gonna pan out, get some of the size that he goes up against.
Right. Absolutely, Coach. Yeah, definitely. So, Coach, who you going with though?
It's kind of early to pick. I'm going to say my pick for later. I got to get my crystal ball out.
Oh, wow.
My crystal ball comes out.
Me so Okay, cool. We'll do that. So we get our picks later? We just go, okay. Yeah. So moving on. You know what?
I got to consult my crystal ball.
Oh, wow. Okay. You just trying to see what I picked so you can. Okay, go ahead.
All right, goes. Next up is a 4 versus a 13. We got CBA versus Gillen. Gillen have not won a game this year. So it's going to be a tough task for them to try to get over the hump against a very quality CBA team. It's been honorable mention in the state rankings all year. But hats goes off to Gillen, coach. They could have easily not go into sectionals and pack it in after the last game of the season. So the coach definitely wants to give the guys some experience playing in the postseason.
Yes,
and hopefully that it pan well going into next season. So I just hope that they go out there and they try their best to go in.
Right, absolutely, Coach, and I totally agree with you. That's nothing really to see here. I give, like you said, give it credit. You want to keep battling. We got a Disca team that we'll talk about a little later, who was a team that also, had one of those seasons like Gildan was having this year and having to bounce back this year. So it's something they could look at. But yeah, it's nothing to see here. CBA will go ahead and take care of business, presumably.
Okay. Yes, and I will definitely consult my crystal ball. Might have something different, so I don't know.
Yeah, I want you to jump out the window. Please do, please.
Okay.
I'm it's in this closer in featured games. It's 4-3. It's not like I'm ready to take over now. It's not like it's got to go get that.
That won't happen. All right, now we got a 5 versus a 12 and Green Tech. Who's number 5? They get a home game versus Shaker, the 12th ranked team. Your thoughts?
Yeah. You know what? It's going to be very interesting to see what your crystal ball says about this, because you really haven't been really repping or really on Green Tech at all this season. You really had them out of your top 10 sometimes and all of that stuff. You think Shaker going to beat them? You want to say it right now? Shaker going to beat Green Tech? You want to do that right now? You can do it right now. You don't even need your crystal ball.
Yo, we have no footage on Shaker at all. We got a lot of footage. We got a lot of footage on Green Tech. All right. So we know a lot of the flaws that Green Tech has. Right. We got a lot of flaws.
You said flaws. I didn't say nothing about no flaws. You're saying I might say a flaw, but you like
I got plural.
Wow.
But we'll wait till my crystal ball comes out and give me the advice to move on that picking that team.
Wrong. We got to consult with your crystal ball about a Shaker Green Tech game. Something's real wrong with that picture. We won't get into that. We'll move on.
Okay, number 7 versus 10, coach. A much closer matchup as far as the seeding is there. I mean, that's probably one of our closest ones besides the South Schenectady. So, coach, your thoughts?
Oh, Colony and Albany?
Colony, Albany, at Colony.
Wow. Well, you know what? You have an Albany High team here, Coach, that, got some really strong pieces.
You better believe it.
You know what I'm saying? When you start off with, Tyrell Monroe, man. Coach, we saw Tyrell Monroe, and we know this guy likes to get it in. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that he can fill it up real fast. He has an engine. He has a motor on him in the whole 9 yards, Coach. And then you have a backcourt mate, before then, Monroe. This kid, we saw him, Coach, in certain games. He scores it real fast, too, in a hurry. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he could score from the outside, he could score from the inside, he got a little razzle-dazzle with him and different things that nature. He hit from deep. It doesn't matter. He can score any way you want to give it to you. You know what I mean? Then you turn it over to your backcourt mate and Michael Verdinez. He's a guy, same thing, Coach, and he loves to penetrate the ball a lot. He penetrates, and then one thing about him, he can penetrate, get the interior score, either hand, right hand, left hand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then also he gets into the interior and likes to dishes the ball. He draws the defense to him and it collapses, and he dishes the ball. He also can hit from the outside as well, and he's good in transition as well, Coach. So when you have running mates like that on your squad, I mean, it bodes well. I mean, then you have a tough guard in Kevin Seal. I mean, he's a really tough guard. You know what I mean? He can knock down his share of shots as well. He can get in the inside and do some things as well. He has his little stuff with him as well, Coach. Now, unfortunately for them, they will be without the 6'8" kid, Shamar Macharles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He won't be a part of that team. And when you're missing 6'8", I mean, that's a lot to take off the table. However, this team has still been able to be poised to be able to compete nonetheless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though without his absence. So, Albany High team posted a team out there against a team that they presumably could get it done.
Right. And they also lose Najee McQueen as well. The 6'5",
Right, yes, that's
big
yeah,
man.
yeah, exactly.
You know, who went back to Watervliet from what I'm hearing. All right, Coach. So, you know, Colony, Coach, they're up and down. You know, we covered their game against Saratoga. They got blown out the water. You know, it wasn't even a contest there. Then they played against Shin their last game of the season and was a lot more competitive. So, you know, when you see that from a team and you at the end of the season, you just know that as a possibility that something can possibly change in the second season of the playoffs. So, I like Shelton, the big fella there. Shelton, he's a strong young player. He can rebound with the best of them. He can shoot the three ball with the best of them. He can't shoot the best of them, but he knocked down like 15 threes this season. So he does have a little bit of a threat outside. You know what I mean? But this presence hitting that 15 and in, Coach, is dynamite.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This guy can definitely knock that down. He can rebound the ball as well. Also, you got Aaron Satin. You know, Aaron Satin, the senior, you know what I mean? He's determined right now. He's ready to get it in. He got he got a preferable moves. He can score around the basket. He can hit the jump shot. I love Aaron Satin's game. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
And I think he would just be determined this game to get it done. Also, don't forget about Coyle, the super sophomore, along with Shelton.
Yeah, he won Mary Moser 2 TV super sophomore list, Coach.
No question about it.
Shelton, yes.
He can shoot the three ball, Coach, with effortlessly, smooth release.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like his game. He can also score around the bucket a little bit. And what I'm hearing from another player on his team, Coach, and you don't really hear this from other teammates, you know, he said this guy is super athletic. He just doesn't show it. You know what I mean? So Matt, he just ain't comfortable. You know what I mean?
He's a sophomore.
He's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to look for in this guy in the future.
That's a fact.
You know, we got a player, your own teammate saying this guy is super athletic.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, you know, you also got A-Bar there, who's a senior. He knocked down over 30 three-pointers, so he's a threat on the outside. Hopefully he can provide some leadership with that team down the stretch here, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But it's going to be a tall order, but I think they're definitely poised to, you know, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, how this game turns out in their favor. But, you know, I got to consult my crystal ball, and we'll talk about it later. Yeah, they got a few other players in that team, Coach, in County that can step in. Like we saw the other guy, the other big kid, Logan. You know, he's a player too. I'm missing a few other players, but we gonna move on, Coach. You want something else to add?
No, I later when you get your crystal ball out.
No, it will be nothing to add. It's over. Once I get the crystal ball, it's over. It's over for you.
Yeah, that crystal ball versus this crystal ball, I don't know. We have to see.
Wow.
It's just creeping up. Like you like that. You like to depend on like robotic stuff. You from this new robotics there. You want to depend on all these other robots. Technology. Yeah, that's what you want to do, right? I go back to this. So we see I'm 4-3. I'm down 4-3.
But that ain't even shiny, though. It's not even shiny. Okay, Coach, we got a 6 versus 11. Columbia 6, Niski 11. And Columbia's home. Okay, Coach. So that's gonna be a good matchup. That's another close one as far as the seedings, Coach. And we'll see how that goes. And shout out to Niski Unit girls for winning their first round against, I believe, Columbia last night. So
ironically.
shout out to them. But that might be that's gonna be a tell of what's gonna happen next in that matchup, Coach.
Oh no,
you don't know? Okay. All right, Coach. What are your thoughts about Columbia? We'll see later. Well, what's up?
Good matchup. Good matchup, first round. You have a Columbia team that has been, right there, been viable all year. They've been in contention. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, and been relevant. I mean, to the point where they've been on our top 10 on both of our lists. Yes. So you have a Columbia team. Niski Unit as well has been a team that's been on our top 10 list as well. They've been viable, doing their thing. They have had some really tough competition,
Right.
and fared well against that competition. So it'll be a good game. And you know, with Niski, you know, you got to start with Sean. St. Lucia, right? That's the point guard, right?
Yep,
You know what I mean?
yep,
So you got to start with Sean. Sean handles the ball well for them. They got a nice bunch of good pieces over there on that Niski team. So it starts with him. He's the guy that handles the pressure for them over there. He's the general. And, Coach, you know he can knock down outside shots, too. He shoots the three ball really well. He's a tough competitor. He doesn't mind driving and getting into the lane, scoring some basket for you as well. He's also sets that offense. He's a great passer, getting guys in position to get them open and stuff like that. So he does a fantastic job. And their big fella, Nick Benton, he's another one, Coach. And he likes to actually live a little bit on the outside, more so than I probably would like. But, you know, he can knock down the outside shot, too. He likes to, like, come feed off of that little corner there.
Right.
See that's his sweet spot. So he likes to do that. Sometimes he can get up and hit some mid-range shots as well, too, Coach. So he shoots, and he's a big guy. So he's going to score some buckets inside as well. And he provides a little offensive rebound and put back for them. So you got to like Benton, you know what I mean, what he does. And then KJ Cox. I mean, this is a guy, man, we've been waiting for him to really come on and pour together and be consistent. This guy can score for them. He gets in the interior. He likes to drive the ball to the basket.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So much like Marcus at Saratoga, he's a similar type of player. And so, Coach, he scores for them on the inside, but he can also hit some mid-range shots and do some things. Richie Quinn, the same thing, Coach. He provides the same thing, much like KJ Quiz. He's a tough player, can score inside, do some things from the outside as well. Then you have Ethan. Sean twin brother, you know what I mean? A triplet brother with a sister involved in there on the team, and he comes off the bench and strokes the outside shot for them. That's what he provides for them. And Jeff Holistic, big guy, provides some things for him as well. So they got a cast of players over there, Coach, that has gelled together really well coming towards the latter part of the season, Coach. So you know, they're well.
Yeah, you know, that's going to be a fascinating matchup to watch there, Coach, between those two teams. They seem to be like mirror each other a little bit, but we'll see. You know, you got, Coach, you help me with his name. You got Dylan Kumek?
Yeah, Kumek.
Kumek, though. I mean, that guy was filling up against Ara Park when we watched that game over there, Coach. He can shoot the rock from deep with the best of them, Coach, you know. So right now he knocked down 34 three-pointers for him. You know, so we don't have much footage on those guys at all, Columbia, because the camera went down that day.
That's right.
But they got a few guys over there that can get it down. You got Cooper Swanka. He's down low. He was just scoring at will at times. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And you also had the young fellow off the bench. He might be starting now. I think it was Frank Rainfield from the guard spot. He definitely was doing this thing out there. So we like to see. I like the chances of these guys really competing in against Niski, Coach. It's going to be a good game. And they do have the game at home, so that's going to definitely bode well for the Blue Devils.
Yes, that's true.
You know
I mean, I like that wrap up. I like how it's going down. Now it's time it's time for me to assert my dominance and everything else and show you what time it is. And how this really goes, right? We're gonna make this happen.
So we going to Class B now, or A?
No. I'm gonna let you consult. I'm gonna let you do some things right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how that go. You need to have this little, I don't know what it is, but this little ornament that you like to bring out. You know what I'm saying? And have by your side. Wow.
You see it?
Wow.
There it is. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. All right, cool. What you going with? I think you already said yours in the 8 versus 9. Who you got?
I can expound on that a little bit more though. I mean, Schenectady is an up and down team who hasn't showed much consistency throughout the season. They have battled some tough competition and have came up short against some like the Bethlehams of the world. They did get a quality win against Shin overall. But I think they're a very, very young team. Yeah. You know what I mean? And on the other hand, you have a South team who have battled some tough competition and came out on top. You know what I mean? Green Tech, they beat a Shelmont team, and then they lost to Saratoga by 1 point. So when you look at the prospects, I think LaSalle will walk away with this one. You know what I mean? I ain't say run away and hide.
When you said walk away, though, that sound kind of like, damning. Really?
The uncomfortable light here.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I'm just saying. I think LaSalle will walk away with this.
Okay, I mean, LaSalle, LaSalle's a very good team. We both were impressed how they played Saratoga. You know what I mean? They did take down Shelma, who's number 2 Class B team in the state. You know what I mean? So you can't look past them. But I just like how Schenectady has been battling. I mean, the way they put that 20-point blowout on Albany High was just something special to watch against a quality, athletic Albany High team. You know what I mean? Albany High haven't gotten beat like that by too many teams this year. Maybe about a couple of like Bethlehams, the CBAs, those teams like that have definitely ran them out the gym.
I mean, when you suffer like 20, 30-point losses, I mean, what are you talking about here? They haven't suffered too many losses, but Bethlehem, CBA, I mean.
Oh, you're killing my wisdom right now. Let me get in. All right. So but Schenectady, they did beat shit. So they got some winning pedigree inside of them. They got that in them. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take them because I like the athleticism. Their guards are just as talented as the LaSalle guards, and I just think that the Schenectady guards are just a little bit more athletic. And and Lamar, man, big fella.
What, by an inch or something? Did you see Sean the Shearers and Connor C? Was you watching that game against Saratoga? Like, what are you talking about here?
Well, I was going to cut you off at all, but you cut me off. I mean, what's going on here?
There's some crazy stuff. I have to like chime in.
All right, so I'm gonna take Schenectady before you jump on my back even more. I got Schenectady there. I got the 9.
Okay.
Niner.
Yeah. I gotta go with LaSalle. 8 is great. You know what I mean? So I think just like, when you look at it, and then you got a 6'7" kid in Jemiah Evans as a sophomore. You talk about, speaking of sophomores, so you can put a 6'7" kid in there and clog up the middle. Right. I think it might be a little tough for those little guards coming inside.
I think other super sophomore, Kaylon Dixon, he might be counted upon to guard those guards as well. You know what I mean? Other super sophomore be picked on the team.
Yeah,
so,
that's a fact.
He might see a little more time. But like you said, those guards are definitely fabulous. They're fascinating. They're awesome to watch. So it'll be a good game, to say the least.
To say the least, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Coach, what you got? CBA Gilman.
Didn't we talk about it?
Oh, yeah, we did. Let's go right on. All right, we're going to skip the Green Tech Shaker.
Wait. Oh, what you got? Go shaker, right? You got shaker?
Colony versus Auburn.
I'm going to take it to go with shaker.
All right. Let me see here. We got Colony versus Albany, 7 versus 10, Coach. And, the Falcons, like you said, are traveling to the Garnet Raiders castle. What's good?
Well, I mean, Colony does serve as a formidable opponent for Albany. Both teams have similar seasons of being consistently inconsistent. You know what I mean? That's a fact. Both of them, they both offenses struggle with good fluidity and movement. You see a lot of standing around from these offenses too much, and so it becomes lethargic.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I would say, having said that, Colony has probably been the most consistent of the two teams. Mm-hmm. However, I'm going to go with the edge of Albany. I'm going to go with Albany. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm going to go with
Albany. I can't even hammer you too hard because we've been saying all year that the man for man, this team should be right top of the suburban California.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
So having said that, the reason why I'm going to go with Albany is because like, wait, I mean, look at it. I mean, you say go with Albany, but I mean, Colony has some nice battles. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they lost to Saratoga by 1. They did lose by 30 at the end. They lost to Shin by 8, by 4, CBA by 11, Troy by 5. So, I mean, and then conversely, you got Albany, who has some really tough losses, 39 by CBA, 29 by Bethlehem, 23 to Schenectady, 17 to Troy, 14. I mean, it goes on and on. I mean, Colony theoretically, but however, what I'm going to say is Colony's another young team similar to Schenectady, and they're young.
Right.
And what I want to go with right now, I'm going to put my money on senior leadership. All right, you got Tyrell Monroe and you got Michael Benitez. Furthermore, they're going to be the two best players on the court as well. So you got the two best players on the court in the gym when you got those two teams matching up. And so when you come to playoff time, you're talking about sophomores getting nervous, getting jittery, not being accustomed to being in that situation, and you got two seniors who can get you a bucket when you need to.
Right.
In those games, you always talk about who's going to get tight. Who's going? You always mention that. We watch sportscasts. When we're doing the sportscast, you say, "All right, I'm wondering at this time who's going to come up big, who's going to get tight."
Right.
When you got a sophomore-laden team that's leading your pack, like for Colony, and Sheldon and the Coyles, and then Coyle.
Yep.
And then you have Michael Benitez and you have Tyrell Monroe. I have to go with those guys.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it in crunch time, I got to believe that those guys will be able to carry Albany home. And so, I'm just going to leave it right there for a minute and give you an opportunity because I don't want
Yeah, you don't want to take too much of your time.
Yeah.
I got Colony in this one, Coach. I mean, you got Aaron Satin, the senior coach, I think, who would not let himself be denied. They already suffered a loss at home to the Falcons.
Right, I was going to get there. I was going to get there, but I chilled for a second. I had it in my back pocket waiting on you. Like it's like a spade game. I was waiting on you like, I'm about to just chill. Go ahead.
Yeah, they already suffered a 10-point loss, though, Coach. So, I mean, these guys know how that bitter, that taste felt. You know what I mean? And now, him going making to the finals last year, he tasted it.
Wow.
He was that close to walking away with a Section 2 championship. So he's not going to let a mere mortal type of team like Albany High take him or snatch away his opportunity of advancing in his section. Okay?
You flipped that really nice. You flipped that really nice.
Now you also said the two players. You said the two players are the best on the court. I have to necessarily agree with that. I mean, Aaron Satin, Coach, is a fabulous player. He's averaging over, I believe, 12 points a game. And you also got Marcus Shelton, who's averaging over 12 points a game. He's a sophomore putting in the work. You know what I mean? So very athletic. He can get it in. You got Brendan Coyle, Coach, that can definitely get it in with the best of all of them. You got Big Canty down there, Donovan Canty, Coach. I was looking for more from him offensively this year. It just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
But he can block some shots. He clogged the middle a little bit, and he can give them problems. Like you said earlier, they lost two bigs this year. Army High lost two of their bigs. All right, so it's going to be an issue with the Garner Raiders this time around. Like I said, and I'm not even sure that the Falcons even use the big guys that much anyway. So they might be used to not playing without them because they didn't even use. I mean, you had a 6'8" guy and a 6'6" guy, and not really being used is is kind of baffling to me. But that's what went down. So. We'll see, Coach.
Wow.
And I just think that Scott Logan, another big guy, he's a junior, Logan Scott. So we'll see what he provides.
I mean, you just basically sat here and talked about guys like, I don't know if this guy's the best player in the court. The guy every Saturday averaging 12. These were average 12. I got games with Benitez and them guys dropped like 30.
I said average 12.
I got these guys. They dropped 30 at different times.
Sheldon has so far this season, Coach, dropped 235 points. Yeah. Aaron Satin has dropped 237 points. All right, so
what do you talking about here? Do the math. Do the math. They dropped 30 in a game.
They could have. Yeah, they could have. I mean, I don't have it in front of me right now. You asking me something?
You coming at me?
Okay, all right,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Get me upset right now. I got digging the crates right now. You got me digging in the crates. Go ahead. Coach. I'm listening.
Players to watch. Can I just ask you this?
Players
to watch. Was Aaron Satin on that list?
Yes.
Was Sheldon on that list?
Aaron Satin?
Yeah.
Aaron Satin was. I don't
know. Was Sheldon on that list? Was Sheldon on that list?
He's on Super Softball list.
He's on the list. The players to watch for the Multitude TV All-Stars. Top 10 All-Star. Was he on that list?
I can't remember.
Okay. Let me ask you this then. Was Benitez on that list? Is Benitez on the list?
He's on the list.
Is Monroe on the list?
Monroe's on the list.
So what we're talking about. You got two of the best players on our Multitude TV Top 10 All-Stars players to watch list is going to be on that court. I would venture out to say definitely they're going to be the two best players on that court that evening. So anyway, you can dig through the crates, look through the files, and do everything that you need to do.
Okay. All right, so we're going to move on. And and see what pops off. And I'm looking here to see if I see Albany High player on here. I don't quite see one in the top 50. So that'll bring me on. So
I thought we was gonna
move on. All right, Coach. So my crystal ball tells me Colony.
Wow.
All right. So we got
Your
Columbia.
crystal ball
All right. We got Columbia 6. This game 11, Coach.
Columbia 6.
We're at Columbia.
Columbia got a nice little seed against the Niska Unit team, huh? Well, I'm going to say this. Niska normally I would refer to as having an inconsistent year along with Albany, Schenectady, and Colony, etc. However, when you undergo a defeated season and 3 players who contribute to your team, and Sean and Ethan St. Lucia and Nick Benton are juniors, you're probably having an expected year. That's a crazy oxymoron right there, right?
Yeah, I'm confused a little bit.
Yeah. But you probably have like an expected season, meaning that when you come off a defeated season, you know what I mean, you probably didn't expect to be here coming back the following year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Probably a little unexpected the way they did. However, as a coach, you definitely expect to shoot for, you know what I mean, the galaxy and land whatever star you land on. So that's why I kind of put it like that. Unlike Columbia, Niska has fared better against the upper echelon teams than Columbia.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they recently Niska unit coming off a big win against the Saratoga team, which had to vote well against going against little Columbia. But anyway, now Coach Smith has to go. Coach Smith has to have the Silver Warriors ready to play. Coach, you know Coach Smith likes to shake hands, kiss babies for the game. Walk around, you know he likes to greet the crowd, the audience, thank them for being here, glad they come.
Straight politician mode.
Straight politician mode. You know Coach Smith likes me. So he has to have the Silver Warriors ready.
Right.
Coming off of a big win against a Saratoga team like that, those guys are ready. And they should be focused. And this is an opportunity for a big program win for them.
Yeah.
Coming off a defeated season like that, and then coming back and getting a first round win, and now you already beat a Saratoga team. So teams are going to watch out for you. It's not like somebody's circling you. You know what I mean? Just like you had a chance to talk to Tony Zizekas.
Right.
And Coach Zizekas said he wanted to warn you about we learned to not pick people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And circle people on your calendars. This is what he said.
No, it doesn't matter. I think on any game, I've been down that road where you wish to see somebody and you end up losing to them. So sometimes you got to be careful of what you wish for because it doesn't turn out well. I think both teams will be ready for us next Saturday, and hopefully we'll be ready for that.
So the Silver Warriors are a team that you ain't gonna circle and want to see. Even so they have an opportunity right now for a big program win for them. Looking up, so I'm taking battle-tested Niskayuna Silver Warriors.
That's definitely a tough one. I don't begrudge that pick at all. But Columbia has been, as of late, Niskayuna has been doing well. They closed out with beating Averill Park, then they lost another game, and then they beat Saratoga, okay? In a game that, we had a rough start this week with the snow, no school. A lot of teams are off right now. So I can't put too much stock in that win over Saratoga right now, all right? So that really doesn't go, that doesn't say anything to me. And I looked at the box score, Coach. Nobody had 10 points. I mean, Usher been playing these guys after the first, 2 minutes of the game? I mean, come on, let's get real here, all right?
Oh, that's what we're doing now? We doing what football do? You rest guys for the playoffs? That's what they do in high school basketball now?
Yeah,
Is that what you're presuming now?
I'm saying.
Wow.
I'm saying. Coach Usher said to him, if it went down the way I think it went down, Coach Usher said, I want to give some of these guys who've been a part of our team all season, who've been working hard in practice. I want to give these guys an opportunity to really showcase themselves before the sectional start. You know what I mean? So that's what he probably did. Let the guys who don't normally get run get a lot of quality minutes in that game, okay? I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So,
all right.
You can take that little win if you want.
Far beyond it, me, boy. Okay.
A lot of weather issues on, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things. The start fire park got there late or something, you know what I mean? The weather, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Somebody missed the bus or something? I don't know.
No, it was a home game, so they didn't miss the bus.
Oh, okay, all right.
Missed a bus, but not the bus,
not
team
bus.
bus.
Okay, got it.
All right, but I got Columbia, Coach, and I got them winning it, and we'll see how they do. That's it.
Wow, that's all you have.
That's
right?
all I got.
Yeah, I guess that's all you have. Yo, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, okay.
I feel sorry. So you got a shaker too, right?
So we're going to the Class B right now. No, Class A. Class A right now.
Wow, that's crazy right there, though. You know what you're gonna do
What I'ma
before
do?
you move on. This is why I'm trying to nail you to a pick.
Why?
Because for some crazy reason, which won't happen, and Shaker was to pull out some type of crazy upset, you'll be in the studio next week's show talking about, well, I never chose nobody. I wasn't sure. That's why I didn't. That's why I held off on my pick. I didn't consult with my crystal ball. This is the setup that this is going in direction.
I really can't pick because Green Tech has been in and out my top 10. They've been inconsistent. You know what I mean? Just not getting it done. They did get a nice one against Lehman of New York City in overtime. Nice. Kudos to them. Finally won a game against a quality opponent. That Auburn Academy drubbed through the mud and everything, but they got through it overtime. Right? Shaker, we didn't have much. We don't have much much intel on Shaker, so I don't know. I just can't. It's hard. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna let you move on from there. I'm gonna let you move on from there. Go ahead. We going to the A's.
Let's go to the A's.